Symbols used in this book. These are Greek letters. Alpha equals ad valorem tax or tariff, a rate, or a coefficient. Capital delta, a change in the following variable. For example, the change in P between periods 1 and 2 is delta P equals P sub 2 minus P sub 1, where P sub I is the change in period I. D equals notation for derivative. For example, a derivative of f of x with respect to x is the derivative of the function f of x with respect to x. Curly D, notation for partial derivative. For example, the partial derivative of f of x1 and f of x2 with respect to x1 is the partial derivative of the function f of x1 and x2 with respect to x sub 1, holding x sub 2 constant. Epsilon, the price elasticity of demand. Eta, the price elasticity of supply. Lambda, Lagrangian multiplier. Italics, capital L, lump sum tax, or a Lagrangian function depending on the context. Pi, profit, equals revenue minus total cost. Sigma, elasticity of substitution. Tau, specific or unit tax or tariff. Theta, probability or share. Omega equals share. Xi is income elasticity. Abbreviations, variables, and function names. Capital A, capital F, capital C. Average fixed cost equals fixed cost divided by output. Capital F over Q. These are capitals. AVC, average variable cost, which is variable cost divided by output. Capitals VC over Q. Capitals AC equals average cost, which is the total cost divided by output. Capital C over Q. Capitals AP sub I equals average product of input I. For example, capitals AP sub capital L is the average product of labor. Capital C equals total cost, which equals variable cost plus fixed cost. Capitals CS equal consumer surplus. Capitals CV equals compensating variation. Capital D of P equals market demand function. Capitals D of capitals DWL equals deadweight loss. Capitals EV equals equivalent variation. Capital F equals fixed cost. I equals interest rate. Capital I equals indifference curve. Capital K equals capital. Capital L equals labor. Capitals L, R equal long run. M equals constant marginal cost. MC equals marginal cost equals the derivative of the total cost function with respect to quantity. Capitals MP sub I, which equals marginal physical product of input. I, for example, capitals MP sub capital L is the marginal product of labor. Capitals MR equal marginal revenue, which is the derivative of revenue with respect to quantity. Capitals MRS equal the marginal rate of substitution. Capitals MRTS equals marginal rate of technical substitution. N equals number of firms in an industry. P equals price. Capitals PPF equals production possibility frontier. Capitals PS equal producer surplus. Capital Q equals market or monopoly output. Q equals firm output. Capital R equals revenue, which equals price times quantity. R equals price of capital services. S equals per unit subsidy. Capital S of P equals market supply function. Capitals S R equals short run. Capital T equals tax revenue. Or alpha times P times capital Q, or tau times capital Q. Capital U equals utility. Capital U sub I equals marginal utility of a good I. For example, capital U sub Z equals the partial derivative of the utility of X and Y with respect to, let me repeat this. Capital U sub I equals marginal utility of good I. For example, capital U sub Z equals the, or utility of Z equals the partial derivative of the utility of X and Z with respect to Z. Capitals VC equals variable cost. W equals wage. Capital W equals welfare. Capital Y equals income or budget.